What's up, guys? So this has been a video a long time in the making, for several months now. It's gonna get graphic. This is going to be the video where I show all the photos, or some of the photos basically, of that parasite cleanse that I've been doing. So if you don't want to see this stuff, get out of here. I don't know why you clicked on the video. So yes, it's about to get graphic. Okay, this is probably going to be the only image in this video, besides what I just showed you, that's not graphic. This is the type of enema coffee I've been using. No, I didn't make any affiliate links or anything like that. I just sharing this with you. It's been really, really full of caffeine. And typically they say coffee enemas you should do 2 a day. I've really only been doing 1 because this is some really intense coffee. And I'm a pretty sensitive individual when it comes to caffeine in the first place. So, but I have noticed this really kick-started and got my liver cleansing itself a whole lot better than the other stuff that I had been using. Sorry, I just had something in my throat there, don't know what's up. Okay, so these images go back several months, like I've been saying. And when I first started passing these things, I had no idea what was going on. I did some research and ran into a guy named Alex Volinsky, I believe is his name. And he was just some guy who ended up being a connection to a Russian guy named Gubarev, who wrote a book about a controversial subject, the ropeworm parasite. But I don't really believe there's too much controversy, seeing how pretty much everybody who passes these things ends up feeling so much better. Is it all psychological? Does it even matter? The bottom line is, again, doing more research. Colon health is so important. It's been practiced in so many different cultures around the world. I've found out Native Americans even practiced it. I found out, ancient Egyptians practice it. I found out, Roman era kings practiced it. It's documented so many different places that this is a normal way to cleanse and to get better health. Until recently, it was very normal for your doctor to tell you to do these things. And I don't know, maybe you see a type of doctor that does suggest these things. That's how I originally got started, because there was a health practitioner that I saw in Kansas City that suggested this stuff. And that was many years ago, that I was never comfortable with at that time. But with my progressive health journey, I now feel a whole lot better, just tons better after eliminating these things. So apparently Gubarev claims that this would be like a phase. He says there's like 5 phases, and I always get them confused. There's like phase 1 where it's like a jellyfish, phase 2 where I think it's like a cloud of a bunch of gooky, gummy stuff, and like a phase 3 is this stuff where it's this stuff starts feeding off your blood, I guess, is what he says, he believes, or whatever. There's not a lot of information out there. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I just started passing all these things. This really looks like jellyfish. I've got a video documenting how I cleanse from parasites, and I update the description pretty often because I'm adding in different modalities and new things here and there. And I'm still passing things and still feeling a lot better than what I did before. So this is mainly a bunch of liver stones that I started passing. I eventually passed one of these liver stones that was about the size of a macadamia nut, and then several that were close to around that size. So it's just crazy. If you do get into coffee enemas, I really suggest that you just get a bidet. I've got a bidet on my toilet. It's one of the best things I've done. It's so much better for you, for women, for everybody. Otherwise, after you do these coffee enemas, you should definitely be showering up. I use the bidet a lot, and I also use like baby wipes, dude wipes, wet wipes, whatever you want to call it, to make sure that I'm really clean down there after this. So I remember this day, I actually passed this massive clump of things, which at that time I thought it was an part of a very large parasite, which I don't know, maybe it is, because I'm not really certain if these are segmented or if they fall apart at all, if it's possible, if they could keep growing, because there's parasites out there like the tapeworm that do. I personally haven't seen tapeworms come out, and this doesn't exactly fit any of the descriptions of all the other things that they talk about for ropeworm parasites. But yeah, this is basically that same day I used the Parasmart Cleanse 15-day program, and for me personally, I did it every 4 hours, one or the other. There's a tincture and capsules. So every 4 hours I was taking a tincture or a capsule. But yeah, this is some more of that mass in between. And then this, they say, is one of the stages, maybe the third or fourth. If you look real close, it looks like there's sesame seed-like things in there. And I don't know if this is actually a phase of the thing. You can see pictures online of mucoidal plaque where this stuff, it looks exactly like that, except for it's black because it's been in your intestines for a really long time or something like that. In my opinion, I'm forming a new opinion. I think this is actually a food storage method for the parasites. That's just my hunch, because since I eliminated this and have been doing all these cleanses, I haven't seen anything else come out in this this well prepared, I could say, because I'm viewing it in this prepared thing, because it seems like maybe this thing in me is like a weaver and it's weaving these things as a food storage method or something. It just seems to make sense instead of just, constantly feeding off me, because these things do have some type of knowledge, like they have some type of intelligence, because they can send you the urges everybody says to desire sweets or whatever, different types of foods that it prefers, basically. So why do I think this may be just like a food source storage or something like that? Because recently I was at work and I did a chip gains kind of thing where I volunteered myself to get dared to something, and I dared my coworker to dare me to drink entire bottle of omega-3 fish oils. If you know me, I'm not really big into fish oils, but basically I did it for research purposes because there was something that I saw that suggested that Native Americans sat around drinking fish oil, and they called it giggle juice for the way it improved people's mood and made people giggle. But anyways, for me personally, I didn't experience that. What I did experience, however, was my next bowel movement, which I'll get to the photo later. The next bowel movement I had ended up being, it looked like this was in individual pieces, like the oil flushed it out before it was fully put together or something. Like the step 1 is rolling these little balls, the step 2 is forming these things in between. But I don't know, I don't know, it's just a guess. And then yeah, these are very interesting things that I passed. A lot of people say that autistic people that pass have similar bowel movements like this, and this, yeah, it all looks so crazy. But yeah, man, I don't know what to say about that. Disgusting, right? There's some more of that mass stuff, this weird, more liver stones, different mass, different angle. There's another different mass. It's weird, man. But yeah, So I did learn that there are books out there. Andreas Kelker has created a book alongside, or somebody. There's Kelker Parasite Protocol, which I sort of followed a little bit. You could look into that. But there's also a woman out there who has a book entitled Curing the Symptoms Known as Autism, which is fascinating stuff. So, I think most of this stuff is all parasite matter that's coming off of a larger intestinal parasite that I've been trying to destroy, basically, or kill. In all this time, I really haven't done too much fasting, literal fasting, like just water fasting, which I probably should. And I'm thinking about it, especially if maybe that's the only way to get this larger parasite I've been dealing with. Somebody was asking me what it feels like, and now after giving that a bit more thought, I could say that it feels a bit like, maybe somebody gently rubbing their finger along your stomach kind of deal. I remember before doing any cleanses, my stomach was just, it was like a rage. Like there would be so much motion and movement. And since I've been doing this, all that movement has either stopped in different places or just slowed down so much. So, and yeah, I think this was actually one of the days that I passed a 3-foot worm. And this one is pretty detailed, man. I don't know. That looks like it's just beginning to reach that other phase. I don't know, but so see, I don't even know what I believe. But I know this stuff is stuff I don't want inside me. All this stuff is like when I was eating salads constantly. This is just salad matter, and those are little bits of carrots. I know you want to know that. But yeah, that's definitely a worm. More jellyfish status. So this is interesting. Gubarev says that these things can anchor themselves into your gut using bubbles. So after every single time I do these enemas, whatever kind it is, I push on my stomach, starting from my lower right-hand side, and then work up and over and down until I go down my pelvic area and like gently push. And that way I notice I excrete a whole lot more stuff. And it's interesting because some of these, they're just like they always come out dead, and some of them look like they've been deteriorating inside me for a couple hours at least, and it's terrible because that's one of the worst feelings. But as soon as you pass them, you feel so much better, and it just depends. Sometimes my stomach would hurt briefly, and I was just like, oh gosh, this is terrible, and I just knew a bunch of stuff was going to come out. So yeah, that's some huge matter, some huge parasite matter. Those pretty big liver stones too. So I have really been cleansing my liver like crazy good. That's that same piece, I believe, after it was fished out, basically. Man, there's a lot of funny videos of people using different tools to get these things out of here. Yeah, as you can see, mine was a dishwashing brush, but no, I don't use it for anything else. But so yeah, there's a lot of stones in here, and some of these are gallstones, some of them are liver stones, because the green ones are gallstones, and then the yellow ones are liver stones. And a lot of people don't even know about liver stones existing and stuff, but it's real. A lot of people mistake it. But that's part of my bidet in the side of the toilet there, right there. And then this is actually my glow-in-the-dark motion sensing toilet light, which, yeah, you should get one of those too. Anyways, tons of worms. I had 0 symptoms before, basically. I mean, maybe I had some of the mild symptoms, like sleeplessness or restlessness. That would be probably the only symptom I had that is related to parasites, basically. But largely unsymptomatic. Originally got into coffee enemas because someone told me they could get rid of sciatica pain, which I don't suffer from sciatica pain, but my wife does. It's amazing. I did see that I passed. Oh, there's some definite huge chunks of massive parasite particles. Yeah, there's some big stones there too. I did pass a pretty large gallstone the other day, and I've never had gallstone problems either. I'm just pretty fortunate, especially fortunate now to have passed all of this stuff. But yeah, that's a ton of different parasite matter. And look how green those are the gallstones that I first started passing. We're in reverse order from the end to the beginning kind of deal through these photos. But yeah, that's a ton of gallstones. I guess this might have been taken with my other camera, my Google Pixel, I think. That's why some of them are greener. But no, they have varying different colors of greenness too. Oh, this was definitely the one that I pulled out. That was 3 feet. So yeah, I pulled that one up and it was 3 feet out of the toilet, and then it dropped and I couldn't pick it all back up again. Were there other ones that were bigger than 3 feet? It's possible. It's just they might have just decayed in my stomach and fell apart before I got them out, basically. That's why I guess you should probably do back to back. Like if you do a coffee enema, you should do 2 in a row. Or if you just do 1, then you should probably do a water cleanse. This is all suggestions, you know. If you're not into it, I totally understand. But so the other thing is, some of this matter, I surely believe it could be some beneficial probiotics and stuff, but I'd rather get it out and get new beneficial probiotics in instead, you know, and get out these friggin' parasites as well. So yeah, that was crazy, disgusting looking worm and stuff. Ugh. Let's see here. Yeah. Crazy detail, crazy looking. Yeah, I mean, half of this stuff is probably just already decomposed inside me for a while. There's tons of matter just floating around in there. Tons and tons and tons. Some of them were really thin, wormy looking guys. Some of them were thick, as you can tell. Some of them were just chunks. Yeah. Oh, check out my leg, huh? Big sexy guy, hairy legs. Oh boy. Okay, stop, sorry. Massive amounts of this stuff. Yeah, these come out the most when I do the gentle pressure pushing down on my stomach and stuff. And a lot of the stones, they come out best when I actually do acupressure on my liver, which I learned from Eric Berg video. But yeah, this is the video that I was talking about after the omega-3s. I mean, some of them just look like regular turds, right? And then other of them, it looks like, is that a worm, or was it like something they were trying to string together? I don't even know how they would do that, but some amazing parts of creation are inside of us, huh? And then these are some videos. This one had to be quite huge. And it, like I said, it's probably just all decaying and stuff in there, and huge and thick. Ugh. Goop. Alright, Sweet, huh? Let's see this one. Yeah, those are some big old nasty ones all on that thing. Yuck, man. Huge. Bunch of stones. So, some of these are just straight turds, of course. But, man, sometimes it was really hard just to stay on a vegetarian diet. I got really tired of salads and stuff. But that's definitely a worm right there, man. Yuck. I should probably just choose some different salad to use instead of the spinach that I had been using. Andreas Kalker talks about how he was lied to about spinach being a high iron food when he was a kid, because he's like, the high iron food you need to be eating is red meat because it's red because of iron, basically, and stuff. So, all right, let's stop this one, because this is, well, maybe not. Yeah, this is the one we just watched, isn't it? So hard to tell. I don't think there's oh yeah, it must be. Then shot with another camera here. Yeah, that's that. It's crazy, man. Not too much to that one. Lots of big chunks in here, man. Hard to capture some of them, of course, right? Yeah, dude, huge, disgusting worms, man. I'm just glad to get them out. I mean, what else do I say after this stuff? A lot of people will do parasite cleanses, and since they're not doing colon cleanses, it's incredibly hard to see anything in your bowel movements. Like this stuff, if it was compacted into just a regular poo bowel movement, you wouldn't even be able to tell it was anything different than regular poop, right? And you wouldn't even see this stuff, you know what I mean? So, all right, well, that was the slideshow, guys. That's been from January. It's now April. I've been passing those things pretty much every other day. I've been taking photos and videos. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, soconaturalhealth@gmail.com. If you had any comments, leave them below. If you think ropeworms are controversial, cool, good for you. If you want to fight about it, don't talk to me about it. I'll just ignore you. But anyways, yeah, guys, stay healthy, man.